rise for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the village board meeting of February 28th. Roll call, please.
Capros.
Here.
Possession.
Here.
Gennady.
Here.
Terry.
Here.
Stacy.
Here.
Kraus.
There's meetings in your packet from the last, minutes in your packet from the last meeting. Does anyone have any changes or updates? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Capros.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Gennady.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
We do not have a village clerk report tonight. Does anyone in the audience wish to address the board?
Chief. No.
All the usuals on this kind of day.
Under my report, masks are considered no longer required with the state, but they recommend them. We no longer are mandating them here. As always, if anyone feels that they prefer to mask, if you're around people that are at risk, please feel free to mask, but they will not be mandated here. I have a proclamation to do proclaiming March 2022 as Beecher's Women's Club Month in the village of Beecher, and I'm going to read this. Whereas the Beecher Women's Club was organized and chartered exactly 100 years ago this year on March 7, 1922 by 15 women under the leadership of Mrs. Maud Stites, and whereas the Beecher Women's Club was organized with the object of serving the community as both a civic and charitable organization, and whereas the Beecher Women's Club held numerous fundraisers and collection drives, and donated thousands of dollars to the community to provide such items as the first band shell and water fountain in Fireman's Park, the flag and pole in Memorial Park outside of the train depot, playground equipment for the grade school, gravel for a walkway. They erected lights around the community building and grade school, donating the park at the corner of Hodges and Reed Streets to the village, providing street signs and house numbers for most homes in Beecher, donating money to start the Beecher Summer Rec Program, and donating to help purchase band uniforms, glass backboards, and build tennis courts at the high school. Whereas some of its crowning achievements are providing scholarships, collecting for the Salvation for 47 years, the longest in the area, sponsoring annual blood drives, and giving full support to the establishment of a library district, donating $5,000 toward the circulation desk. Now therefore, I, Marcy Meyer, as president of the Village of Beecher, do hereby declare the month of March 2022 as Beecher Women's Club Month in the Village of Beecher, in recognition of its many years of dedication to making Beecher the community it is today. All right, our next item. Consider an ordinance amending the code pertaining to video gaming. State law has changed, and we have been preparing a new ordinance with the village attorney that allows for a $250 annual fee per machine to be collected, and it codifies how we've been administering the video gaming licenses. The ordinance is attached in your packet, and it's recommended for approval. Does anyone have any questions or comments about the ordinance? If not, would someone please make a motion to amend the code?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Discussion?
Question, ordinance number?
Sorry? Ordinance number 1363. Roll call.
Stacy.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Gennady.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
Casey Thompson appeared at the last Beecher 4th of July Commission meeting. She was a volunteer last year and attended the past meeting. She expressed an interest in working in the food stamp and vendor committees. There will be one more commissioner spot open after this one is filled, so I would like to appoint Casey to the 4th of July Commission, and I guess I will need a motion for that.
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call.
Capros.
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
Gennady.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.
And we will go into executive session later. Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Kaporis.
Consider a 3-year contract for an auditing firm. RFPs were sent out, 8 responses were received. The Finance Committee will be meeting on, which the Finance Committee did meet on Saturday, to discuss the submittals, and recommendation is ready. Enclosed are the RFPs that we received. Anyone have any questions on them? The page of it. I am gonna butcher this name. The committee's recommendation is the RFP that was received from Grosskreutz, Abraham, Eshelman, and Goresti out of Kankakee, Illinois. 3 years are there. There's no questions. I'll go ahead and make a motion approving a contract with
That firm.
for 3 years.
There's a
as our
motion.
auditor.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Stacy,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes?
Possession,
Yes.
Caprows.
Yes. Committee meets to work on the first draft of the budget to be presented to the village board in a workshop on March 28th. We had the meeting at 7 AM, and we got done about 2:30 in the afternoon. It was good. Everybody, there was a few other trustees that were able to attend also, but I'm proud to say that we will be presenting a budget for the workshop on the 28th that is a balanced budget with no deficit spending. Committee is reviewing bond consultant and counsel for the GO bond issue. If we proceed with the bond referendum and issuance of bonds, we'll need a bond counsel and a consultant for the sale and brokerage of the bonds. Currently, we're reviewing the options of this, and we'll report back probably at the next meeting, hopefully. That concludes my report, Mayor.
Public Buildings and Properties, Parks and Recreation Committee, trustee Giannotti.
We are going to consider an ordinance authorizing the execution of a sale and purchase agreement with Ripple Creek Investors of Chicago LLC for the purchase of real estate property commonly known as 652 Penfield Street. This is the parcel that we discussed in executive session last month, where it would be less expensive to purchase the entire lot for $3,500 than to completely redesign the project around the acquisition. The lot would be used for staging materials and equipment during the project, and afterwards perhaps a public parking area or community garden area. The lot could also be sold in the future. Please see the enclosed ordinance. Ordinance number
1364.
I'd like to make a motion considering ordinance 1364, authorizing the execution of a sale and purchase agreement with Ripple Creek Investors of Chicago LLC for the purchase of the real estate property commonly known as 652 Penfield Street.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion? Roll call?
Caprows.
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Genati,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Also, summer concert series update. So last Tuesday, the committee met again to go over everything and finalize all of our dates. At this time, we have everyone scheduled for our events. Pending the first Saturday in September, we're still working on a band for that night. The dates are, it's sitting in front of me. So on May 7th, we will have acoustic abrasion from 6 to 9 p.m. Food will be provided by the 4th of July Commission. On 5/15, that is Sunday in May, we will have the Shout Section Big Band from 4 to 7 p.m. On 6/4, we will have Iron Horse from 6 to 9. Food is, it's gonna be food trucks.
Yeah.
It's food truck night. On the Sunday in June, which is 6/12, we will have Racy's Latin Jazz Fusion, from 5 to 7:20 p.m. On July 2nd, which is during the 4th of July celebration, the village will be sponsoring the Pearl Jam Tribute Band. They will be on from 7 to 10:30. August 6th, that will be the Lions Club Beef Roast that day, and the band will be Just Roll With It from 6 to 9. On August 14th, we will have Easy Tones Polka, and they will be playing from 4 to 7, and we plan to have authentic Polish food to go along with. And then, as I said earlier, we are still working on entertainment for September 3rd. Planned time is gonna be from 6 to 9. So that is the update for that. Any questions?
Yeah, the May 15th and the June 12th, do we have an assigned group that's running that one yet, like for food?
The plan right now, is to possibly do like a, maybe do popcorn or something like that, because it's a little bit shorter of a time frame. And it's a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, these are some.
Maybe like a picnic in the park type thing is how we're gonna kind of pitch it to
BYO.
everyone.
BYO.
Yeah, bring your own food, you know, set up for a picnic in the park, and then maybe have the trustees, we might bring out the popcorn machine and pop popcorn to hand out. Just because of the length of time that the event will be going.
And then Labor Day, we got plenty of time to figure that one out.
Yes, we are working, I have contacted a couple different bands and we're waiting to hear back on availability, so.
Okay, it's my understanding you're giving the 4th of July to 2,500 and they're paying all the expenses related to that band,
Yes,
the sound and everything.
yes,
That way that we're a sponsor then.
yes, in the village will be, on the sponsor banner for the bands, for that day, July 2nd. And then, the Nicor gas service update for the food and concession stand.
I was told last week that Judy was coming out today or tomorrow to look at the gas service. And I said, please let us know when you're in town so we can be there. I have not heard back from her.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a black hole at Nicor Gas. But we're trying. I mean, we gotta drag them out and get them all in the same spot.
Working on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was going to be easy.
That's what happens when you say easy.
Yeah.
And then, last we have, the 4th of July Commission is going to sell the old John Deere riding mower. The commission has decided to declare this as surplus and open a bidding process for its sale. The commission purchased this rider back in 2006 and, at this time it no longer serves any purpose down in the park. So,
And you set a minimum bid on it?
minimum bid will be 500.
500, okay.
So, and that concludes my report.
Planning, Building and Zoning Committee, trustee Stacy.
Thank you, Mayor. The village building department begins to address the vacant and dilapidated building. The buildings on the southeast and northeast corners of Dixie and Indiana are in bad shape and need to be addressed. The building inspector is working with the owner of the northeast corner, but the owner of the southeast corner has been difficult to reach. Please see the enclosed letter. Engineering submitted for the Ileana Crossroads Business Park. There's enough materials to schedule consideration for a preliminary and final plot of the west phase only for the March 24th planning and zoning meeting. We will move this meeting to the township in the event we have several guests. The final plot is only for the first 9 lots up to Church Road, and this is due to the cost of extending 3-phase power throughout, knowing the demand of the loads. Hearing notice posted for the change of the village zoning ordinance pertaining to yard fences, commercial trailers in residential districts, storage containers in commercial districts, and cargo containers in residential districts as a temporary use. Encloses a copy of the hearing notice and drafted ordinances which will be discussed at the next planning and zoning meeting. That is my report.
Public Safety Committee, trustee Terry.
Thank you, Mayor. The police department has purchased a golf cart. I'll let the chief go into detail as to what's going on with the cart. I know Director Bob Himes is going to be assisting in helping the conversion of it.
We purchased a 6-passenger golf cart, a really nice one. It's gas, not electric, for $10,000. Bob Hyman and Dale Murray are gonna help us put the lights on the car. We're hoping that we can do all that for just the price of the wires and all that we're gonna pay for. It's an electrical connection, but it's a really nice, it's a really nice golf cart. We're gonna try and put some, we don't have it yet. I mean, I saw it before we purchased it, but it's still in the guy's garage. We gotta wait till it gets a little warmer to get it out. And then we're gonna put police on it somewhere. We gotta determine where we're gonna put the police emblems and that, but I think you're gonna like it because it's a 6-passenger. We can transport handicapped people to the 4th of July festival for their cars and back again, and it's really versatile. It's really not that big for a 6-passenger, but it's gonna be available for EMA. Any of you that you need it for any of the things you're doing, we'll have it at the Music in the Parks, every one. But again, if any of you need it for anything, it's available to you as well.
Thanks, Chief. Also too, we've registered for National Night Out. This year, our National Night Out event is gonna be on Tuesday, August 2nd. So if everybody wants to mark their calendars.
I see your, Mr. Chairman, there will be a job awaiting each trustee.
Yeah, we're, all the trustees helped out and everything was hands on deck last year, so we're hoping that's gonna be a continuing trend. So for every year to come. We also talked about the bike rodeo. We've, been speaking with the chief and we're probably gonna, reach out and, get some more ideas and stuff from the lieutenants, Emerson, to make sure that, as to when the best day to conduct the bike rodeo, whether we continue to conditionally have it, at the beginning of the season, or if we're gonna try and shoot for maybe a morning event, like July 2nd, and trying to have it more of a, bring it in with the festival, bring the community in there, and, move forward with that. I know the Secretary of State, rules of the roads and the safety pamphlets are up to date, and I have those that I'll be dropping off at the police station soon, so. But, that concludes my report.
Public Works Committee, trustee Stacy.
Okay. Glasses. Okay. Brandon Gregg resigns from the department. Committee begins process for replacement. As of this printing, approximately 50 applicants have received and a selection and interview process will begin in the coming week.
I think we received 60 total, didn't we, at the end?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Committee meets to review its budget. This meeting occurred on Tuesday, February 15th. The Gould Street Water Main update. We are still awaiting the DCEO approval of the bid, but we will believe that it will occur. Once approval is received, we will be provided the authorization to proceed and set up the pre-construction meeting. Work should begin in April. Sewer Department monthly report, the enclosed report is enclosed for your review. And that's the end of Public Works.
Just one update, Penfield STP. Are you sitting down? Bid opening has been delayed now to June 22nd.
Of course it is.
Because we have not acquired that piece of property officially yet. We had to have all our right-of-way acquisitions in by March 1st to meet April 29th. It's not gonna happen, so it pushes us back to June 22nd. The good news is that it does not upset the construction schedule we already have.
Oh, that's all right, that's all right.
It's not good news.
Economic Development and Community Relations Committee, trustee Session.
Thank you very much. So the committee chair, myself, the village president and village clerk attended the Will County Economic Development Training recently. So a synopsis of what was learned or heard will be provided in the meeting, which is now. So we had presentations. You know, when you read it, it's in past tense or in the future. Now it's actually happening.
It's happening.
So, we had presentations from the Economic Development Manager of NICOR, Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, the Joliet City Center Partnership, Illinois Enterprise Zone Association, Economic Development Division for ComEd, and the Will County CED as well. They covered a variety of topics such as TIF zones, enterprise zones, various grant opportunities from the state of Illinois, and a variety of different programs, some quite substantial through NICOR or ComEd. Everybody has a email from me just sent right before the meeting with a link to the presentations that they had at the training. And I was curious, Bob, I don't know what the rules are with the CED. Some of it, I thought the information, like maybe from like NICOR or ComEd, might be, or some of the grant opportunities might be interesting to businesses in town. Do we have like the ability, or like I would say maybe the opportunity or the right to share that information
Absolutely.
with them? Yeah.
And we typically do through the chamber.
Okay.
Marcy provided me the links just yesterday or 2 days ago, and I've been reviewing them.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we can lead these horses to water, it's hard to make them drink. There were a lot of free COVID money out there for the businesses, and I just couldn't get any to apply for it, But they're aware.
All right, sounds great. But that concludes my report. Thank you.
Any old business to come before the board?
I got something there. I talked to Brant Builders this afternoon. They're planning on being back in town after a 2-month hiatus. They're coming back supposedly next week to begin lead line service replacement again. So, that's it.
I believe this is old business, Mrs. President, but we have a new design of the sign. Before I go to PZC with it to get a special use, the mayor preferred having a flower box built underneath it.
Instead of railroad ties?
It does,
Under our
yeah,
design?
it does raise the price a little bit, but I think that's what we need to do. I agree, if you're gonna spend the money, do it right. We measured it, it'll work, it'll be 3 foot off the public walk, like the Planning and Zoning Commission is requiring all fences to be in the rear corner yards, and 2 foot off the parking lot with the flower box, so it should be fine.
And it's squeaked through under budget, so.
Yeah. So if there's no objection, right now we can't vote on this, is there any objection to filing to the PZC for a special use for that sign?
I think we gave pretty specific instructions last time that this was our project and to let her run with it, so.
Okay, well, we'll keep in.
Alrighty. Any new business to come before the board? Then we will need someone to make a motion to go into executive session.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to go to executive session to discuss land acquisition and pending litigation.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second, discussion, roll call?
Caprows,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
Benatti,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Stacy.
Yes.